Good evening to respected chief guests, chief patrons, eminent speakers, organizing directors, advisor collaborators, and dear participants. I warmly welcome you all to the 1 week training program Future 2026. Future is faculty upgradation and training upskilling for researchers and education. My name is Manjot Kaur and I have the privilege of anchoring today's valuable event. Many participants have joined us through our YouTube channel also. Before moving forward, remembering God and taking His holy name, we begin today's session. Now, on the behalf of AgriVerse Green and EcoFast Agri Solution, our esteemed knowledge partners, ICR Atari Ludhiana, ICR Atari Calcutta, and our valued collaborators, Maharishi Markandeshwar University Ambala, Guru Kashi University Talwandi Sabbo Bathinda, Akal Degree College Mastuana Sahib Sangrur, and Sara Welfare Foundation Trust, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 1 week training program Future 2026, which is being held from 14th to 20th April 2026. The key objectives of Future 2026 is to strengthen professional competency of faculty members, researchers, and participants in emerging educational and scientific domains. Second objective is to promote effective use of AI in education for teaching, learning, research, and academic writing. The third objective is to enhance understanding of quality education, innovative pedagogy, and implementation of National Education Policy 2020 in higher education. The fourth objective is to develop awareness about research ethics, academic integrity, plagiarism prevention, and responsible research practices. To improve knowledge and practical skills in research methodology, scientific writing, and publication processes. To provide practical exposure on sustainable agriculture, beekeeping, mushroom cultivation, livestock, and horticulture for farmers and researchers. To encourage innovation, entrepreneurship, and field orientation learning for sustainable rural and agriculture development. The thematic area of FDP is research ethics, NEP 2020 research ecosystem, research methodology, AI in education, quality in higher education, assessment for learning in digital spaces, teacher as mentor and life. The thematic area of training is livestock, crop health, beekeeping, mushroom, post harvest, AI, digital marketing and cybersecurity, fertilizer and crop protection. Now, moving forward, it's time for today's session and also a time to introduce you all with our experts for today's speaker. Today, we are honored to have with us Dr. Nimish Miglani, a distinguished academic and entrepreneur. Dr. Miglani holds a bachelor's degree in architecture, a master's in business administration, and a PhD specializing in quality assurance of professional institutes. With over 3 decades of diverse experience spanning software development, ERP solutions, alternate medicines, teaching, and mentoring, he has consistently demonstrated innovation and leadership. Currently serving as the General Secretary of the Sunrise Technical Education Promotional Society, Dr. Miglani has been instrumental in mentoring more than 200 institutions across 20 states with a sharp focus on quality improvement in education. His vision and dedication have left a lasting impact on academic excellence and institutional growth. We are truly honored to welcome Dr. Miglani, our esteemed speaker who joined us today to deliver his insightful lecture. Sir, the virtual platform is all yours. We eagerly look forward to your enlightening address.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'll just share my presentation and start work talking on the points. Is my presentation visible to everybody?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So when this FDP was getting planned and I was told to have a session on this, so I thought rather than going into the specific ones, this should be the best part to guide everybody on understanding of quality in higher education. We have been, okay, let's start with the first few points. This is our society promoted by our president, vice president, and members. I'm the General Secretary of the society. We started this with 2004 onwards. These are some of the consultants who are very closely associated with us. Let's go straight towards the what is quality. I say quality is a product of intensive investment of capital, talent, and hard work. I was talking on why quality is important. Uh, there are many gaps. See, if we say once upon a time we were wish gurus in education sector, so what has been missed over the years and why that has been missed? There are reasons for that. So I'll be trying to cover up all those reasons in bits and pieces so that you are able to understand what is important in your area and how it has to be taken care. To start with, what is quality is a product of intensive investment of capital, talent, and hard work. Now, here, when I discuss what is capital, that is the infrastructure being created by the managements. Talent is we all, the teachers. Something which is missing is hard work. Why it is missing? There is also reasons for that. I don't know how many are very seniors and age of above 55 here. You'll be surprised when you go back to your own institutions when you're having your graduation. You must have observed your professors used to sit in the labs overnights. But not many people were aware that they used to sit. Few people used to see that they used to come and deliver the lecture and they used to go back. Nobody knows how they did their degrees, how they did their PhDs, what research they were doing, because those were not publicized the way it has been doing now. So our professors have done a lot of things, but it was not discussed with the people, with the students. Only very close students who were there with them could visualize what they are doing and if they were involved. Even the people who have done PhD, they know how hard work is required. So when I say quality is required, so hard work is one of the main part which we normally miss in the institutions. Second, just a second, I don't know why it is. Okay, I think it will come now. Yeah. Quality is not a chance, but a choice. Today we are sitting here talking to each other on quality is not a chance, but it's a choice. You all, around 90 people who are with me at this moment, are by choice, not by chance. Quality is again not an accident, but a design. If you need to achieve something, you need to design the path for that. Last is quality is not a destination, but a continuous journey. You cannot think that, okay, I have reached to a particular level. Now, beyond this, I won't be doing anything. Sorry, it is continuous process. You need to keep on working on it. Then there are some sayings by people like quality is conformance to specified requirement by Chris B. Quality is fitness for use by Juran. Quality is value for money. Overall, customer quality is customer satisfaction. Who are our customers? If anybody can tell me who are our customers, I want it to be interactive so that it becomes effective. If somebody is interested, they can open up their mics and tell who are our stakeholders in equality in higher education. That's very bad, actually. Nah? When we do FDPs and all the screens are switched off, that was the reason I always say that such kind of FDPs should not happen, where people just log in and leave their places to get the certifications. That's where the quality is missing. People don't want to listen. Okay. Stakeholders are parents, very important ones, students, alumni, industry, management, staff, society. And there's a space left out here, which is very important. And this is the place where normally industry people come and sit and say, see, the students are not employable. They have been not provided with the skills. Or they go and say that the working hours should be roughly 70 hours in a week or 90 hours in a week. But when I say that the faculty talks of 40 hours in a week, UGC is talking 40 hours in a week. Sorry, it's not 40 hours. 40 hours is you spend in the institution for the different work, but it should be 24 by 7. I'll be covering all those points into this. So the main stakeholder is professional bodies, where we need to bridge the gap between the uh, industry and academia. Then I have some comparison between the quality institutions and ordinary institutions. Quality institutions are customer focused, whereas ordinary institutions are focused on internal needs. Quality institution focuses on preventing problems, whereas ordinary institutions focus on detecting problems. Quality institution treats complaints as an opportunity to learn. You must have undergone these kind of things, whereas ordinary institution treats complaints as a nuisance. अब ये complaint आ गई है तो what has to be done, what will be done. Quality institution has quality policy and plan, whereas ordinary institution has no quality plan. Quality institution senior management is leading the quality, whereas ordinary institution management role is seen as one of the controls. You'll be surprised. I've been working as mentor to institutions and somewhere as advisors to the institution, where the management calls me and tells me, okay, this is my PA and these are two faculty members. They will help you in getting all the data and whatever you want to have, and they will prepare the whole report, and you just get us a credit. I say, sorry, I worked for 2 to 3 years at one university, so I worked for 7 years to achieve the best grade. So it requires time. So, and it requires involvement of each and every person. Quality institution, the improvement process involves everybody, which I'm talking of, whereas ordinary institution, it's a management role. It is clear about roles and responsibilities, whereas it is vague about roles and responsibilities. Quality institutions has long-term plans, whereas ordinary institutions have short-term plans. Very important, long-term plans and short-term plans. Quality institution is seen as part of the culture, whereas ordinary institution quality is seen as another troublesome initiative, has a distinctive mission, whereas ordinary institution has no distinctive mission. Quality institution treats colleagues as customers. Very important. You'll be surprised. Uh, uh, at one of the institution where I can give you 2, 3 examples like that. At one of the institution, The director accuracy was a female, and she delivered a baby, and it was not even 40 days by that time. And there was one major conference which was organized by NAC, and the management wanted that she should attend it. You'll be surprised. The management gave all flight tickets, the ticket for the mother, baby, even a nurse was accompanied. A three-star hotel was provided to the person. And there's another example where one of the faculty member, well, she was not a faculty member, she was uh, non-teaching staff working, supporting us in NAC documentation. And we were left with 3 days for data validation and verification. And by chance, her husband was sick and was in ICU, and it was a government university. Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Finance Officer, everybody was in the hospital to look after her husband. And she had a small kid. The female staffs managed to uh, take care of the kid, and she helped us in all the documentation. So, quality institution treats colleagues as customers, not as a hierarchical culture कि ये बॉस है तो बॉस की तरह ही रहेंगे. Sorry. So that has to be taken care properly. Quality assurance components: human resources, faculty, staff, and students; physical resources, land, labs, library, and infrastructure. Capital resources are maintenance budget, development budget, which is very important. Governance comes with financial delegation, decentralization, teaching processes, research activities, development activities, extracurricular activities, continuing education, industry interactions. Yes, outcomes are tangible, which are manpower, research papers, products, patents, consultancies, and intangible are reputation, credibility, national image, and excellence. Expectations from parents, the most important stakeholder, it should be prestigious institution, good career for prospectors for their wards, fees justified by facilities, opportunities for development of their ward, climate of care and concern for their wards to provide value-based education. Faculty expectations, especially for private institution, fair compensation, career path, opportunities for growth, sense of pride, politics-free environment, supportive management and administration, sense of dignity and respect. Now, education system in India, how it started with Asian Gurukul system, then colonial eras, then post-independence, NPE, then National Education Policy 2020. So it has been again explained in that manner what all happened during those times. As on date, the key features of Mool Prabha, people are talking of professional ethics and human values. These were already there. So UGC has come up with the Mool Prabha 2.0. So you can go into Google and search into these things, and the key features are integrity, trust, shape, harmony, accountability, inclusiveness, commitment, respectfulness, belongingness, sustainability, constitutional values, global citizenships. These are very important things in higher education system. Now let's start looking into why Indian knowledge system has become so popular and why uh, government of India is promoting this. When we talk Indian knowledge system, so it was not only India, it was Akhand Bharat, which we talk of, starting from Iran till South, all of this. To your surprise, my family, I have got 9 generations backward record from Haridwar. You will be surprised, our origin starts from Iran. And slowly, we moved to this place. So, what we missed, very important. Why Indian knowledge system has been destroyed in the northern part of the country, but it's still there in the southern part of the country? Because there were invasions and they destroyed everything, whereas they could not reach up to south, so they were able to save their data, information, or other things in bits and pieces. So I'll just have few slides onto this, and then we go into what quality education means and why it is important. That also I'm going to cover in these 2 to 3 slides. We used to be called Vishwa Guru, and to your surprise, the word Vishwavidyalaya was used by India Bharat. So what was Vish? Vish was word, and Vidyalaya was Vidya was knowledge. So Vishwavidyalayas, and these are some of the universities or Vishwavidyalayas which were old and very popular, where thousands of people used to come from all over the world to discuss or to study things, and they took back those knowledge with us. Our major philosophy of ancient India comes under Sanatana Dharma corpus, where we have 4 Vedas. Further, we have 6 Vedanas, Upni- Upvedas, then Darshanas, and other traditional sciences. I'm not covering all these things into this. Otherwise, I take a lot of time to cover all these things, and it cannot be covered in 1 hour. So I'm just, these slides will be available to you through your organizers. You can go through it and see it. I'll share it, everything with you. So, knowledge. If we say what knowledge is available, it's Indian, Egyptian, Roman, Chinese, extra. Then when we talk of IKS, we have literary and non-literary, where we talk of Sanatana Dharma, other dharmic traditions, and regional, whereas Sanatana Dharma has core and others, where we discuss these all. Others can be basic sciences, applied science, engineering, architecture, aesthetics, health, wellness, public administrations, and others. Other dharmic traditions which we had are Buddhist and Jain. Regionals are wealth of religious and other literatures in other Indian languages. Then comes the literary oral traditions, which are available to us. These are some of the books which are available from 300 BC to 500 BC and CE, and 500 CE to 1800 CE, which will be helpful for you to discuss. Now I have a point why Indian knowledge system is very important. IKS is not about merely knowing what some ancestral knowledge is. Protecting received wisdom, economic scrutiny, and national pride. Documenting traditional knowledge to provide evidence to prior knowledge. We all know that US was awarded patent for neem as pesticides, whereas sorry, where Dr. Raghunath forced them to take it back for when they tried for turmeric also, and where Dr. Raghunath of CSIR pleaded, and this was taken back. So we have so many things with us which can be patented or are patent. Even in your agriculture field, there are so many things we have been doing and which we feel that these are these are the common things which cannot be. Why should we go and get it patent? I've got an example on that. One of my batchmate, he went to Wipro and then to US. After 18 years of experience in Wipro and HCL, when he went to IBM, he made a small code. So everybody said, you get it patented. He said, I've been doing this every day, and there are so many things I've got it done, but I've never patented them. He got $900. This I'm talking around 8 years back, 9 years back. And since then, he is getting even small codes be patented in his name, and they're accepting it. So why can't we get them patented? So nowadays, when you see the universities are getting things patented, the basic reason is the same. You see that okay, these are the very common things. How can this be patented? Nobody has patented it initially, so we have got it patented. Patent is whosoever is announcing this is what I have found out. If that is not available in their database, you can get it patented. If I say I invented this, I made this, if it is not patented, I can say I got it done, so it will be patented. I'll give you another example. When we started working on patenting, uh, paint and brush, I just suggested them, if a brush, when a painter keeps a hand in the brush, holds a brush, this thumb, if I cut the brush in such a manner that this thumb gets fixed in that particular position, and we got it patented. This is what I got it patented. So there are so many small things. Don't think that this cannot be patented. You come out with a crop which you feel that it might not be patented, you apply for that. There can be hybrid crop or something new you are doing on soil or on mushroom or on this thing, honeybees. Anything you want to go get it patented, you get it patented. There's a small video I'd like to share. It's why Indian knowledge system is important. Just it's a minute वीडियो, जस्ट लिसन।
पीरियोडिक टेबल के इन्वेंटर दिमित्री मेंडेलीव एक रात को अपनी डेस्क पर बैठते हैं और उस पेपर को देखते देखते अपनी ड्रॉर से एक केमिस्ट्री का पेपर निकालते हैं। वो उन दोनों पेपर को साइड बाय साइड डेस्क पर रख देते हैं। एक तरफ थी मेंडेलीव की अधूरी पीरियोडिक टेबल और दूसरी तरफ रखे थे महर्षि पाणिनि जी के माहेश्वर सूत्र। असल में मेंडेलीव जी की जो पीरियोडिक टेबल थी उसमें उनको एलिमेंट्स का स्ट्रक्चर नहीं मिल पा रहा था। ऐसे में मेंडेलीव के एक मित्र थे ऑटोफॉन जो संस्कृत के रिसर्चर थे, तो उन्होंने महर्षि पाणिनि जी के माहेश्वर सूत्र को देकर मेंडलीव से ये कहा था कि जो स्ट्रक्चर साउंड्स को महर्षि पाणिनि जी ने दिया है, हो सकता है कि वही स्ट्रक्चर आपके एलिमेंट्स में भी सटीक बैठ जाए। क्योंकि महर्षि पाणिनि जी जब माहेश्वर सूत्रों की रचना कर रहे थे, तो इस बात का ध्यान रख रहे थे कि उन सूत्रों से ऐसे शब्द ना बने जो बोले ही ना जा सके। और मेंडलीव भी अपनी पीरियोडिक टेबल में ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर चाहते थे जिनसे वो कंपाउंड कभी ना बने जो इस यूनिवर्स में एग्जिस्ट ही ना करते हों। तो माहेश्वर सूत्रों को पढ़ते समय मेंडलीव को दिखा कि साउंड्स को महर्षि पाणिनि जी ने उनके फोनेटिक कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी के बढ़ते हुए क्रम में रखा है। इसलिए मेंडलीव भी अपने केमिकल एलिमेंट्स को एटॉमिक वेट के बढ़ते क्रम में लगाने लगते हैं। लेकिन फिर वो आगे चलकर फंस जाते हैं। फिर मेंडलीव माहेश्वर सूत्र देखते हैं और पाते हैं कि महर्षि पाणिनि एक ग्रुप के अक्षर को साथ तो रखते हैं, लेकिन ग्रामर के अनुसार उनके क्रम को बदल भी देते हैं। और मेंडलीव इससे बहुत प्रेरित होते हैं। इसीलिए वो आगे चलकर आइसोमॉर्फिज्म को एटॉमिक वेट से ज्यादा प्रायोरिटी देते हैं, जिसका परिणाम था कि वो टेलोरियम को आयोडीन के पहले रखते हैं, जबकि टेलोरियम का जो एटॉमिक वेट है वो आयोडीन से ज्यादा है। और ये बहुत ही जीनियस मूव था। इसके बाद मेंडलीव की केमिकल ग्रामर बनने लगती है और वो इसी बेसिस पर 14 अननोन एलिमेंट्स को प्रेडिक्ट भी करते हैं। और महर्षि पाणिनि जी को सम्मान देने के लिए वो इन 14 एलिमेंट्स के नाम में संस्कृत के ही प्रीफिक्स लगाते हैं। तो ये
So, this is the importance of Indian knowledge system. I am not saying that you study everything. You study, if you are looking into crop, you study only that part. Don't study everything. Study whatever is important for your research or for you, whatever you are doing, and get it benefited.
पीरियोडिक टेबल के
So now I'm coming in quality in higher education. We normally say it's majorly accreditation. So I come with accreditation. What is accreditation? It is a formal recognition of quality of educational program institution by external independent agency on the basis of impartial assessment on the basis of well-defined criteria. You all must have undergone all these accreditations, NAC, NBA, and ICAR. ICR, you will be surprised that ICR approved all these benchmarks in 2002, whereas it got implemented in 2016. And same NBA also, it got approved in 2002, and they have been working on it. NAC is there since 1994. So there are bodies which normally go for accreditations. Before we start about accreditation, few things you must know. What is outcome-based education and overview? Very important, starting with a clear picture of what is important for a student to be able to do. Now, the point comes is UGC has declared, asked every university to have 7 days orientation program before starting of the session. What is that for? That is for to find out what a student will be able to do. So we need to analyze what are the skills, knowledge, and behavior of a student. If those are capable for this program, if not, what are the gaps for each student, and then plan the study accordingly. Then organize a curriculum delivery and assessment to make sure the learning happens. Now the point comes, key, do we need to have for each student? How can we do that? There are so many students. I have a beautiful example for that. You teach only one course in a year or in a semester of a batch of 60. If I give you the Gurukul example, the best example is Kaurav and Pandav, Guru Dronacharya. One person, one Guru, 105 students. Now imagine each student got their training specific to their ability to do. Starting from Yudhishthir, Arjun, and others. Even if Arjun was willing to use bow and arrow in the night, he started practicing, and then the Guru gave him the whole process how to do it. That means it was 24/7. Same thing is required by you too. Even if I say Nakul and Sahdev, they were very good in swords, but they were very good in health also. They were able to treat their soldiers overnight and get them ready to fight in the next morning. So they had those knowledge. Similarly, as per, I have deleted that part in this presentation, but I normally cover as per NCRF guidelines. Now, each credit has to be for 30 hours. And how that 30 hours have been divided for each student. Gujarat Technical University has come up with a very beautiful uh, documentation of all those 30 hours for each and every course. If it's practical or something, industrial visits or assignments, each and everything has been divided for each and every student. So faculty has to take care of each and everything, and it's the faculty's job is not only for 40 hours in a week, it is 24/7 into 365. This is what I've been talking of. If you want the quality to happen, it has to be 24/7 into 365. So I don't have much time. Otherwise, I normally take around 2 to 3 hours to cover this presentation. I keep on talking on these things. So quality outcome-based education is OBC curriculum, what students should be. In one of the institutions in NCR, what we did, we have been doing for last 7 to 8 years is we have been, there were many parents were coming to the institution that our ward cannot write on paper. He or she can do things, skills are good, but writing skills are not good. So since last 7 to 8 years, around 3 to 4 batches have been passed out for them. We got them approved that only with MCQ questions or through mini projects, those students will do their 4-year degrees without writing the whole answer scripts and end semester exam. End semester examinations are based on projects or MCQs or quizzes kind of things. And you'll be surprised, their placements are better than the other students. So this is the student curriculum to be designed depending on students' ability, and they are able to learn it, making students to achieve the outcomes and how to measure what students are achieved. That's outcome is assessments. The difference between course program and degree, you know that your institutions are already accredited. So the program is the 4-year degree, 4-year program. Degree is what bachelor degree you are providing to them, and the courses are the syllabus, the subjects you teach over that 4 years, 5 years of the program. Vision mission is very important. I'll just skip to this. You all know vision mission, but majorly the point is objectives. What are program educational objectives? This is very important when we talk of quality. So, program educational objectives are broad statements that describe the career professional accomplishments that the program is preparing the graduate to achieve. Guidelines for program education, because these things will be required for all accreditations. POs should be consistent with the mission of the institution. PO should be manageable. We normally say 3 to 5. PO should be achievable by the program. I'll come to this when it is to be achieved, how it has to be achieved, how to evolve the program educational objectives. This documentation is very important because we normally lack in documentation. Program educational objectives are in consultation with industry, alumni, students, and management professional bodies, which we discuss as stakeholders, faculty, parents, data on future, on trends and development on futures, summary of views during consultation, accepted views, objectives, courses to achieve the objectives. These are some of the graduate attributes which are now, there are the programs where the program outcomes are not given. So you can have your graduate attributes and those can be converted into the program outcomes. The program outcomes. This is the link between the mission, program educational objectives, program outcomes, and course outcomes. All should be linked together and attainment should be taken care of that. This is the normal flowchart of vision, mission, program educational objectives, program outcomes. The graduate attributes are actually the program outcomes, or you prepare the program outcomes out of the graduate attributes. And like for the universities can have their basic graduate attributes, and the different programs can have their program outcomes out of that graduate attributes and prepare the documentation accordingly. Very important point, parameters of OBE, attainment of course outcomes and program outcomes is every year, every semester after passing of the things. Whereas the program educational objectives is 4 to 5 years after a graduation batch. That means if a student is taking admission in 2026, after 4 years, it will be 2030. And the evaluation of program educational objective will be somewhere in 2035 or 36. So program educational objectives need to be prepared for each program, for each batch. It can vary from batch to batch also, depending on the curriculum and expertise of the faculty. Then vision and mission after 10 to 15 years, and vision and mission of the institution around 15 to 20 years. It can be depending on the IDP or the earlier we used to call it strategy plans. Now it is the word IDP. So we'll be discussing that too in my presentation. Now I come into the 4 pillars. Support program pillars support the students' learning. So learning outcomes, you all know what is program outcomes. So looking into the program outcomes, we say the graduate attributes of the program outcomes, whatever words you want to put into. Normally, all accreditations bodies are using the word program outcomes or learning outcomes. UGC has given the word LOCF, something like that. So the important point is students admission and advising. First, we have a graduate attributes. We prepare the program outcomes that after 4 to 5 years of that graduation period, whatever the batch it is, how students will take the students to that level. So, analyzing students during admissions and looking into the program outcomes, institutional support, what all support we have been providing to achieve these program outcomes, looking into the students' quality. So we need to make this happen to achieve the program outcome, to attain the program outcome with these things. So what all things are required for that? Policies and procedures. So it may vary from batch to batch. Over the years, we have been changing the policies. Those policies and procedures are changed looking into how to achieve those learning outcomes and program outcomes. Then planning the curriculum, how to achieve the program outcome. Nowadays, what we have been doing is we have a structured curriculum and we are delivering it. No, sorry. To achieve the program outcome of to a student, looking into their skill, how this curriculum has to be prepared, this is your job. So that the learning outcome, program outcome is attained. Yes, please. Any question on that? Somebody raised the hand. Any question on that? I'm not looking into the chat box or something like that. I am not. The organizers might look into it. Somebody raised the hand. Is there any issue? No comment. Okay, leave it. Then faculty. What kind of faculty is required for the delivery of that curriculum? And if they are short of things, what FDP or STTP has to be delivered to them? Then facilities and technologies, requirements as per the need. Like in the inaugurational session, we have been talking of cyber security, other usage of modern tools. Nowadays in agriculture, drones are also used to look after many things. So those kind of things, what are the technologies or facilities we have for students, and whether the faculty is trained to use those things and then guide the students how to use it. So this is the cycle for each batch, students, faculty, and this is what we normally say, that this circle is for learning outcomes achievement. And the continuous journey, you'll be surprised. All these are the parts of my NB accreditation, where we talk of criterias. These are the above criterias for my NB accreditations, where even in the ICR accreditation, many of these things are part and parcel for the accreditations. Now I'm coming to an educational program is an integrated system. I'm coming further into that, where we talk of input processes, output and outcomes, where input is, what are the inputs? Educational background students, demographic characteristics, personal attributes. Now, if you are getting students from Bihar, the students will be different. If you are getting students from Tier 1 cities, the students will be different. If you are getting students from Nepal, it will be different. If you are getting students from other countries like South Africa and others, then so demographic characteristic of students are very important, and how to achieve it is the point where the faculty need to look into it. Faculty qualification, experience, personal attributes, infrastructure is facilities, equipment, and technology. Processes, we have the programs, academic services, support services. Faculty is teaching load, class size, professional development, promotion, tenure policies, curriculum design. See, under processes, curriculum design is part of faculty. Very important, because faculty is the one who knows how to attain the program outcome with concerned students, how to deliver curriculum in such a manner that the program outcomes are achieved. Infrastructure is governance, academic procedures, operational guidelines. Outputs are grades, retention rates, employment, postgraduate statistics. Faculty is teaching hours, funding received, publications generated, educational innovations, professional participation in professional development. Infrastructure is resource availability and resource usage. Outcomes are knowledge, skill, attitude, behavior. Faculty citations of work, research results, innovations, results on professional development. Infrastructure is contribution to students' outcomes, contribution to faculty work. When we say that an educational program is an integrated system, how these things are being used. If we start with input process, it determines the capacity or capability to produce described learning outcomes. Further, when I go on this, programs are not open system. When we say input, output, and outcomes, how they have been linked all together. Employers are the major stakeholders, then the society. Accreditation agencies are looking into all these things, and government agencies. So one size does not fit for all. Don't think that if ABC University is working on a particular program in this manner, then XYZ University will also be able to succeed in the same manner. So, or we say that suppose a particular program, we have been doing this, same things we can do for the different program. Sorry, every program is a separate program. Input, resources, knowledge, experience, everything is different. Strengths and weaknesses of every program is different. So means for each and a program, the strategies, working policies need to be taken care for. So now I come slowly to the IDP, which is very important, which has come up now last 2 to 3 years. Earlier it was a strategy plan, now it is institutional development plan. Why I'm saying is all these are linked with all accreditations and quality of higher education. So these are the, I don't have much time to cover, as you have only 5 to 10 minutes time. So I'll just cover it very fast because my slides are very huge. Whereas I've avoided roughly 50% of my slides in between, which I've been covering. So somebody has sent a chat on this. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, we'll read it later and get back to you. Governance enablers, financial enablers, these are the parameters on which the institution has to create the IDP for the institution and then develop it according to. Why I'm emphasizing on this is these are the key areas, focus areas, and action taken to be taken. You can go through all these things. These are all A to I, which I'm been discussing on. Why I'm saying all these points is because as per the draft NAC guidelines, I have covered other accreditations also. Draft guidelines talks of input, process, and outcomes with these criterias in between. So we discuss input, process, and outcomes just now in detail, what it means, how it has to be done, what all things are to be required. So again, we go back to input. What is input? Educational background, demographic characteristics, personal attributes, faculty, educational background. So when I go further, where all it is required, IDP does not talk of input. Okay? Where IDP talks of input, but not in students. Even NAC does not talk of input in students. But when we talk of faculty, yes, academic enablers is there and human resources are there in IDP. And similarly, in NAC, we have these criteria 1 and criteria 2. Sorry. Infrastructure is facilities, equipment, technology, where the IDP talks of financial enablers and physical, and NAC talks of criteria 3 in infrastructure. This is as per the NAC draft guidelines, which came long back. Nothing has come before after that. So I just tried to link all those things with quality of higher education. It is required. I'm trying to cover only those parts. So processes, again, IDP does not talk much on that, but for faculty, yes, networking and collaborations. Whereas for NAC, it is learning and teaching in criteria 5, extended curriculum engagements in criteria 6. Extended curriculum engagements in criteria 6 are for faculty, not for students. Infrastructure again is governance enablers and organizational and continuous improvement, and governance in criteria 7 for NAC. Outcomes, IDP does not talk of our outcomes because that's the planning for next 5 years or 10 years down the line. So outcomes are discussed only in NAC, student outcomes in criteria 8, research and innovation in criteria 9, sustainability in criteria 10. So these are my clients over the years. This all dots NBA accredited 273. After that, I stopped counting. So these are my things. Thank you. You can take from my QR code my contacts. Organizers, I think I have completed the whole presentation in time. Up to 7, it was I could have carried to uh, 1 hour or more also.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, this is a doubt clearing session. If anyone has any doubt or question regarding this topic, he or she may kindly post them in the chat box. Sir will address and answer the questions one by one.
Chat box, yes. There is
So
a
there is a
query
question.
by Megha, I think. How
Yes,
can
sir,
we
Mega.
apply for patent? Is it possible for higher education students to be part? Yes, why not? The fees is around 700 rupees or something like that. Now, even InflameNet is helping you for getting things patented. Amit ji, course curriculum development is uniform for all students offering courses through university and state. Then how we will formula as per our requirements? See, I don't know whether you are affiliated one or a university. Even when you are talking of affiliated institutions, you can have training programs or beyond syllabus. We normally take, you can give suggestions to the university for changes in the curriculum as per the requirement, and you can change things in beyond syllabus.
Sir, maybe all the queries are solved. We will share your email with participants for future queries if you are comfortable with that.
Sure.
Okay, sir. Again, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
insightful and valuable words, and also for graciously sparing your precious time to be with us today.
Thank
Now,
you.
thank you, sir. Thank you. Now,
Thank
looking forward, it's my great honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Dr. Dr. Ravi Bhushan Tiwari. Dr. Tiwari ji is a distinguished scientist and academician, having served as the former principal scientist and head of the Division of Post-Harvest Technology and Agriculture Engineering at IIHR Bengaluru. With an illustrious career spanning over 34 years, he has made remarkable contributions in the field of post-harvest management, processing and value addition of fruits and vegetables. Talking about his academic excellence, Dr. Tiwari holds a PhD in horticulture from G.V. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, along with an MSc in horticulture from the same prestigious institution. He further enriched his academic journey as a Unicurian Fellow, completing his postdoctoral research at the National Food Research Institute, Tsukuba, Japan. He is also a certified expert in nutrition sensitive agriculture and has been actively working towards promoting dietary diversity through unutilized and uncultivated horticulture crops. His cleaning work includes the development of nutrient rich, shelf stable snack foods using advanced technologies such as osmotic dehydration, vacuum resistant drying, and freezing techniques. Dr. Tiwari has successfully handled several national and international research projects and has mentored numerous students, guiding 15 MSc and 3 PhD scholars. His dedication to research excellence has earned him prestigious recognition, including the Dr. J.S. Pruthi Award and the Unicurian Fellowship. In addition, he is a managed facilitator and a member of the Food and Agriculture Development Council of the Bureau of Indian Standards. His global exposure includes academic and professional visits to countries like Japan, UK, Australia, and Sri Lanka. With these words, I now humbly invite Dr. Ravi Bhushan Tiwari to kindly take over the platform and deliver his insightful lecture. Sir, the virtual platform is all yours. We eagerly look forward to your enlightening address. Dr. Tiwari ji, the virtual platform is
Yes.
all yours.
Yeah. Yes, it was not unmuting. Now it is. I think I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, my PPT is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah. So may I know just in a brief of the type of the participants who are attending this program?
So they are BSc, MSc, PhD scholars, faculty members, all are joined the
Okay, fine.
program.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Good evening to everyone. Basically, I am making this presentation from Australia. Here it is going to be 11:30 night, and almost yes 11:36. But commitment is a commitment, because even with this effort, it will be helpful to many students and other faculties to understand the advancement which has been brought in the area of dehydration of fruits and vegetables. So today's topic is, can we minimize this to this? Yeah, the drying and dehydration of fruits and vegetables. You know, fruits and vegetables are the hottest part of food losses and waste, because they are perishables in nature. They are susceptible to the rapid quality degradation, and there is a need of reliable storage systems for extending the shelf life of the fresh produce, which is not commonly available in our country. So the option is खाओ नहीं तो सुखाओ बाद में खाओ बस. You know, we produces a lot, and also we waste fruit vegetables for 0.58 to 15.88 percentage. Cereals, pulses, oilseed, milk we are doing well. Meat, poultry also not much problem. So to fulfill the sustainable development goals well, that indicates ensures sustainable consumption and production pattern. So the sustainable production and sustainable consumption is possible if the excess quantity is maintained by preservation or processing. You know, the post-harvest losses occurs at three different stages. Pre-harvest losses that occur before the process of harvesting begins. For example, losses due to the insect, weed, or rust, etc. Then harvest losses that occurs on the onset of the completion of the process of harvesting. For example, losses due to the settling during the harvest of the grains, or like other things. The post-harvest losses are occur between the completion of the harvest and the moment of the human consumption. So, apart from this, I wish to add here is that horticulture, unlike the grain, wheat, rice, where you grow the crop and go for harvest after few months, 4, 5 months, 6 months, here the horticulture sector that offers regular employment to the people who are engaged in the supply chain, whether they are laborers, the sorting, grading, packaging, transportation, processing, etc. So the horticulture value chain supports livelihood. If there is any disruption in the horticulture value chain, that affects a large number of the people who are engaged in the supply chain of the horticultural crops. Now, when you look on the value chain perspective, the farmers they produce, and they produce for the consumers. There is a rising income, changing lifestyle, health consciousness, and safety concern. And under that scenario, there is a requirement of value-added, safe, and nutritious product. And these consumers are sitting anywhere in the world. A lot of Indian products, whether fresh or processed, is being also exported. You know, the fruit and vegetables need processing at least a minimum processing, and that generate waste, because many fruits we don't feel just the need of cooking, but even then, like a jackfruit, pineapple, papaya, watermelon, muskmelon, we have to have at least minimum processing, cleaning, washing, and it requires a lot of burden to the consumer, as we need additional place, utensils, this, that, etc., and that discourages their fresh consumption. So the option is that if we can convert them into a more convenient form, then that can be easy for the consumer to consume fruits and vegetables. Fresh cut is another option, but because of the tropical nature of our country, it is not very much promoted. So the option is, can we think of processing? At IHR, we develop a large number of value-added products. For example, mango can be utilized for making fruit slices, bars, they had a frozen product, canned pulp, etc. What I mean to say is that when we look in on the processing, there will be a large number of diversified product range. A fresh produce looks fresh, whether you keep it in the fridge for another 1 week, it won't come out like a potato chips or tomato ketchup. It will be potato is potato, tomato is tomato, but processing helps in converting them into a value added and different form of the produce, which can be utilized by the as per the consumer requirements. Now, these are the osmodehydrated products we developed at ICR. Yes, packaging of the product is very necessity. These are the commercial products, and large number of our technology which was developed at ISR was commercialized, and that was also utilized by the vendors for the mass production. So these are some glimpses of the things. I wish to say that it is not just merely doing the things in the research laboratory. We have tested almost closer to 100 times the technology which was developed by me and my team has been commercialized. So it has a good potential for the entrepreneurship development. You can see the facilities this we commercialized in 2012-13 to this MCI Agro Krishnagiri, and they used to dry using 1 ton. They were solar dryer, and they're producing at one point of time 1 ton of the dehydrated products. So these are the range of the products which has been commercialized, and we started commercializing through the licensing of the technology since 2010 onwards. Even when I left in the December, fruit mango fruit bar technology, 3 fruit bar technology was commercialized to one of the client in the Delhi, which I conducted the training the first week of January. So there is a good scope of utilizing this technology, which is the know is available at ICRIHR. As far as the preservation technologies are concerned, the basic technology are canning, dehydration, freezing, freeze drying, salting, pickling, pasteurization, and fermentation, chemical preservation, about which the participants must be aware. As I told, we can make nutritionally dense product using the processing technology. How to make it? In the following slides, I am going to give you with a more technical detail. First, foremost, since India is blessed with the solar energy, I do feel that we can try to make use of the sustainable use of the energy. Solar drying is a continuous process where moisture content at air and product temperature changes simultaneously by the solar radiation. The drying rate is affected by ambient climatic conditions, temperature, relative humidity, sunshine hours, available solar radiation, wind velocity, frequency and duration of the rain showers, etc. But this is also one of the good option for going for the dehydration. You can see the modern solar dryers in use. So what is the drying? The drying is one of the oldest method of preservation of food, removes moisture, stops the growth of bacteria, yeast and mold that normally spoils the fruit. By removing the water activity of the produce get reduced. Normal in the fresh fruit vegetable, water activity is 0.9 and above. In the dehydrated products, it comes down to 0.5, 0.6, and it slows down the enzymatic activity, and as a result, product gets a longer shelf life. Many people have the apprehension that the drying changes the quality of the product. Let us see what kind of the changes happens. Basically, fresh produce provides calorie, fiber, minerals, and vitamins. Changes that can be expected in the home dried food or the normal commercial dried is the calories. no change. Fiber, no change. Minerals, minimum loss will be there. Some loss due to the blanching. Vitamins, greater loss during the dehydration process, especially the vitamins which are susceptible to the heat, air, or light, like vitamin C. So solar drying, continuous process of moisture contains air and product temperature changes simultaneously by the solar radiations. I have already explained. These are the range of the osmotically dehydrated product. We started the first experiment I started in 1994 and continued for almost 25-30 years, different type of evaluation, etc. And then followed by several other technology of the osmotic dehydration, mango, banana, pineapple, sapota, amla, jackfruit, guava, then even vegetables, pumpkin, carrot, beetroot, muskmelon, so that the idea was to convert these perishables into a direct, ready-to-eat snack food. These are the set of the technologies available at ICR for commercialization purpose. What is the osmotic dehydration? Osmotic dehydration is a process which involves two steps for preserving the fruit. First, at first level, there is a partial dehydration of the fruit by osmosis, which is followed by final drying by use of air dryers. That can be done by air dryers, vacuum dryers, even the freeze dryers or heat pump dryer. Any kind of drying systems can help in the reducing the moisture to around 15%. How exactly it works? The when the fruit pieces are dipped into a high concentrated sugar syrup, the water starts coming out because of the osmotic gradient, and a small quantity of the solutes, 5 to 10% sugars, is picked up during the entire osmotic process by the fruit pieces. When the water is leaching out of the fruit pieces, there is also a loss of the minerals, sugars, organic acid. This particular process is utilized for balancing of the desirable and undesirable component in the if something is very sour or tannins, we use this force to reduce the tannins or acidity or like that, so that product final product becomes more acceptable. There is about 40 to 50% loss of the osmotic process, the water during the osmotic process. Yes, how exactly it is done? You can see the very simple steps. Any fruit, say mango, hard ripe fruit is taken. It is peeled, seed is removed, cut into the slices, dipped in the osmotic syrup. About 24 hours time we normally recommend for most of the fruits. Here the ratio is recommended 1:2, and preservative are must. They are the technical importance. So I don't like to divulge over here the details of the preservative. Then if we, for example, we are dipping 10 kg of slices, then after 24 hours, we may get about 6 to 7 kg of the slices after osmotic process. Then this will go for the drying to around 55 to 60 degrees centigrade temperature. It may take 4 5 hours time because already 44 to 50% moisture is removed, and we get a product, final product, which we usually having a moisture content of 14, 15, 16%, the max. And it will be chewable product which can be stored at ambient conditions with a shelf life of about 1 year. This technology can be very much utilized for making convenient product from pineapple, jackfruit, and likewise amla, which is loved by all Indians, but hardly we consume fresh produce. This technology help in reducing the acidity and acidency and can produce a very good product. We can utilize the mango, even the raw mango or semi-ripe mango can be also utilized with a combination of the technology. And then the dehydrated product can fit to the population wherever there is a deficiency of the vitamin A. So a single facility, one facility can be utilized for processing of any fruit into a osmodehydrated like mango, banana, papaya, guava, jackfruit, pineapple, sapota, all are, even the vegetables, carrot, pumpkin, beetroot, muskmelon, and the fruit bars. We do have the technology for making fruit bars from the guava, mango, papaya, jamun, like that. So single facility, unlike the mango pulp industry, which will work for only 1 or 2 months and the rest of the period that is locked, this kind of entrepreneurship approach can involve the use of facilities and opportunity for making the value-added products around the year. Whatever the seasonal fruit is available, that can be utilized for making the product. The benefit and feature of the technology: quality improvement, better color and flavor enhancement, energy savings. As I told, 40 to 50% water is removed at ambient conditions, highly concentrated and more nutritious product, less bulky, better shelf life. Osmotic dehydration helps in preserving the wholesomeness in the dried product. As I told, it involves two stages, and the moisture content should be not more than 15%. 12 to 15% is recommended. As far as the costing is concerned, about 7 to 8 kg fresh fruits is required to make 1 kg of the finished product. In most of the cases, in pineapple and jackfruit, 12 to 13 kg fruit is required to make 1 kg of the dehydrated product. Fruit bar is another range of that, as osmotic dehydration is basically done on fruit slices. So we have to have the fruit slices and starting from a fresh fruit. But we can also have an alternate approach of extracting the pulp and storing the pulp and making use of the pulp in during the off season, and that can be utilized as a fruit bar. Uh, Fruit bar, nutritious, good eye appeal, delicious, easy to transport, easy and convenient, value addition, blending, fortification, good shelf life. So they are the nutrient dense product, and which can be utilized by the as a snack food by the across, especially children, mountaineers, sports persons, etc., wherever the fresh fruit availability is not very much easy. You can see the flow chart of the osmotic dilatation. This is in Hindi. These are the fruit bars, Arca Nutri fruit bars. We do have these products for commercialization. These are the fruit bars available. The technology is available at ICR Bangalore. How exactly it is done? We can start from the fruit, make into the pulp, and then it is spread as a seed, and the final product is cut into slice seed like a dehydrated one as a block. Yes, additionally, other than the fruit, there is a very good scope of the dehydration of vegetables, onion, garlic, the leafy vegetables, cauliflower, cabbage, carrot. Many vegetables can be tried. One of the oldest method of preserving, as I told, and this requires a particular approach of up drying for the vegetables, because in case of the vegetables we require to give some kind of the pre-treatment which is called blanching. See, the internship training program production of the green chili powder at ICR. We do have a incubation facility over there based out, and they do announce hands-on training on the different kind of the vegetable dehydration, fruit powders making and all that. You can check on the website of the IHR or based out. So you can, anybody is nearby who wants to participate in those training programs, they can participate and learn with more practical technique. Here I am just giving some overview of how basically the things are done. So you see the addition of leafy vegetables, then we can dry carrot, we can dry cabbage, and normally people say what product we can make out of that, how we are going to use this dehydrated product. So the dehydrated products can be used for making the spice blends, rice blends, salad dressings, gravies, canned fruit, frozen food, snack food, processed food, soup powders, food mixes, health food, extruded snacks, instant food product, etc. Uh, the blanching, as I told earlier, blanching is a important steps in the drying or freezing of the vegetables especially. The most vegetables are blanched prior to further processing operations. Blanching is a mild heat treatment mainly to inactivate enzyme, but it is not a method of preservation. It is a pre-treatment usually performed between preparation and subsequent processing. Blanching consists of heating the food rapidly to a predetermined temperature, holding for a specified time, then either cooling rapidly or passing immediately to the next processing stage. It can be done using hot water or steam. In certain cases, like green leafy vegetables, we use chlorophyll fixation treatment. Even the carrot also, some kind of the sugar is also added in the blanching water to maintain the color. So wherever any additive has to be added in the blanching medium, then it has to be blanched using the water. Otherwise, steam can also be used for the blanching purpose. This is the at a small scale. The blanching is done. We tie in a small cloth, and that additives are added in the blanched water, and for the specified time and temperature, the product is blanched. That differs from vegetables to vegetables because we have to do the glycal test for the peroxidase inactivation, and based on that only the one can able to decide that what is the appropriate time for blanching of the vegetables. You see, for example, the French bean. French beans are harvested at the stage when there is no fiber development, and they are transverse cut like this, and they are blanched with a chlorophyll fixation treatment. Then the blanched slices are kept in the dryer, and you can see the finished product. This is the fresh beans, and this is the dehydrated beans. For any processed product, it is very much important to also have a proper understanding about the packaging, because some of the dehydrated products are hygroscopic in nature, and if we don't package them properly, then they may absorb water from the environment. And the proper packaging, labeling, and the storage of the product is necessary uh, because they are very high value commodity. About 10 to 12 kg of onion gets to 1 kg of the dehydrated product, and vegetables, tomato, leafy vegetables may require about 20 kg to make 1 kg product. So, the based on the type of the dehydrated product, whether it is powder or it is sliced or OD product, we have to choose appropriate packaging, and then we have to pack the product into that. Then this is what I wanted to give an overview of the deaeration technology. Uh, I would like to interact with the participants for any question. Yes, I missed one aspect in the osmotic dehydration process. For the understanding of the students, it will be very much important uh, to know that the these steps looks simple, but there are 14 parameters, which 14 factors which governs this osmotic process. That is why when I started with mango, it took me 7 years to finally crack the process, the raw material, the type of the variety, stage of maturity, slice ratio, then the concentration of the syrup, the type of the osmotic agent used for making the syrup, then duration of osmosis, then vacuum pressure. We do have a vacuum impregnation system at IHR through which we can reduce the osmotic time by giving a flash vacuum to the slide system. So there are so many parameters which has to be standardized, and that has to be standardized for each commodity. When many times that is required to be standardized variety wise, because the characteristic feature of the variety differs. Even I will give an example. The Arkan mole is a little bit sour variety from IHR. And when we started using the standard process of 24 hours, the product was not coming good. Then somehow I got the idea that why can't we apply a more pressure or infuse more sugar for a proper balancing of the sugar acid blend. And I conducted trial for 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, up to 72 hours. Finally, we realized that in that particular variety, it could be possible to make a very good quality product by adopting 48 hours of osmosis. So that is why the size, shape, the type, texture, matrix, yes, almost there are 14 parameters which require to be standardized when we look for this. Then another important aspect is the management of the spent syrup in osmotic degradation, because when you remove the from the osmosis, when you remove the slices, will end up with a syrup. Now, how to use this syrup second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, and what are the things, what type of the compensation has to be done. All these things we do provide during the training program in much detail. So these are the issues has to be taken into account while making the osmotically deaerated product. So I now oh, now I wish to conclude my talk, and if there is any question, I can take a few questions uh, on this topic. Thank you very much for present. Really.
Thank you, sir. Now, this is a doubt clearing session. If anyone has any question regarding this topic, he or she may kindly post them in the chat box. Sir will address and answer the questions one by one. Sir, there is a question in the chat box.
Okay. Mhm. Yes, basically, there is a question related to the loss of the vitamin C. As I told, as I told, uh, we can minimize the losses. For example, in amla, about 30 to 40% vitamin C loss was there. But even then, the finished product was having 200 milligram per 100 gram, because 4 to 5 kg amla comes to 1 kg. Similar case was with the guava. But most of the carotenoid-rich product, almost 95% of nutrients are retained during the osmotic process. So it becomes from a nutrient to a super nutrient product. So we can call these products in the category of the superfood because 10 kg becomes 1 kg. If 10 person's power comes to 1 person, he becomes a superman. So here it is not the question of the loss of the nutrient, but the concentration of the nutrients for making the product, final product, much dense. Yes, osmotic agent imparts interface for the commercial purpose. We use sugar, normal sugar, so that will add sweetness to the finished product. And for vegetables, the salt is used. We can also utilize alternatively maize syrup, honey, etc. But yes, I did try using jaggery for having a more acceptable this, but the jaggery imparted lot of blackening to the slices. I tried on pineapple and other product. So we have to choose a good quality sugar so that will not affect the color of the product. And yes, sweetness that is going to add on the sweetness of the product. Uh, Again, vitamin C related, especially in the vegetables. If we adopt a proper blanching time, then the vitamin C loss is can be minimized. And we have to compromise certain loss of the nutrient during the processing. But the the important task is that how to manage with the blanching time, the dehydration temperature, and other things, so that the last, because not it is just during the processing, but even the once the product is made, the loss of nutrient also happens during the storage. How a proper packaging, proper storage temperature, that is going to add to the better retention of the nutrients. All these aspects we have to think. There is a question related to what is the current demand of dehydrated fruit in the Indian market. In the 2018-19, we were anticipating that market was about 8 to 10,000 crore and expected to increase by 20-25,000 crore by 2023-24. But as of now, the market of dehydrated product in India is 1 lakh crore, because when the government banned the consumption of the junk food, and a lot of the health consciousness, if you go to the big cities, Bangalore or other places, you find a lot of dry fruit market shops. I mean, most of the malls, they are selling that majority of those fruits are imported from the Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, because in India, this technology or the product is not so widely available. So that is what we developed our indigenous technology to utilize our indigenous fruit and vegetable varieties for making these products.
Sir, maybe all the queries are solved. We will share your email with participants for future queries if you are comfortable with that.
Yes, yeah. You please share. That is what I also want, that as I spend almost my entire life of 34 years on working in drying dehydration of. So this is a very not even a very small fraction of the things I am sharing with the participants, and maybe in the future I will be talking on more specialized, like 1 hour lecture on only the addition of osmotic degradation of fruit, or 1 hour lecture on that. So that will be, if the more time will spend on a narrow area of the topic, then I could be able to spend more time, more details, discuss with more examples, and giving a more clarity about what happens. So this is a, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity, because this is a kind of introductory things, and I hope delivering more talks in the coming future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your insightful and valuable words, and also for graciously sparing your precious time to be with us today. Thank you so much. Now, I also warmly welcome and thank each one of you to this week of learning, collaboration, and innovation. May Future 2026 faculty upgradation and training upskilling for researcher and education sow the seeds of knowledge, nurture the spirit of entrepreneurship, and harvest the fruits of sustainable growth for
हेलो।
generation to come. Now, looking
हाँ,
forward,
नमस्ते नमस्ते। हाँ
yes,
हाँ,
sir.
बोलिए बोलिए।
Now, looking forward, respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty, and dear participants, on the behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my
एक
heartfelt
मिनट,
gratitude
मैं 1 मिनट में कॉल बैक करता हूँ। हाँ।
to all made future 2026 faculty upgradation and training upskilling for researcher and education are a resounding success. We are deeply thankful to our visionary leaders and guest speakers for sharing their wisdom and inspiring us toward academic excellence. Special appreciation goes to the faculty and researchers who embrace this journey of upskilling and innovation with such enthusiasm. We acknowledge the tireless efforts of our organizing team, partners, and collaborators whose dedication brought this program to life. Finally, we thank each participant for their active engagement, ensuring that the spirit of learning and collaboration continues behind this event. Together, we move forward toward a brighter, more sustainable future in education and research. Once again, thanks to all for being a part of Future 2026. And thank you for your patience, trust, and precious time. And thank you to be with us today. Once again, thank you. Thank you, everyone.